Hello students, how are you all? Hope you are doing good. We were studying a subject named Corporate Laws and Compliances, under which we had started chapter number 1, Company Formation and Conversion, and right now we are towards the end of the chapter. This is the topics that we have covered is Introduction to Companies Act. One second. Introduction to Companies Act and Company Formation and Conversion Memorandum Article, and also we had seen Nidhi Company. Okay, and the topic that today we are going to see, this is topic 5. This is formation of non-profit company, which is also known as Section 8 company, because this particular type of company is defined under Section 8. So we called it this company as a Section 8 company. Moving forward, the things that we are going to cover today are Introduction to Section 8 company. Okay, so what's the basic logic of it? Why are we studying it differently? Like a Nidhi that has a different requirements, different concept for which we had incorporated that company. Similarly, we have Section 8 company, which is made for a certain specific purpose, which is different from all other companies that we had studied till now. Okay, so there are certain provisions regarding which are different regarding registration of Section 8 companies. So we have to comply with these provisions if we have to incorporate a Section 8 company. And revocation of license. So you get a certain license under Section 8. When you do the compliance of the Section 8, you'll get a particular license which will help you to convert your name from a private limited. One second. You'll get a license regarding converting from private limited or public limited to, you will get an authority to not to use these words as your last word. In public you use public limited, in private you use private limited. So if you get registered under Section 8, suppose you are X private limited or X limited, then now your company will be only called as X. So you'll get a privilege of not to use word limited or private limited. Okay, so this is a license, and there are certain other benefit of the license also, but there are certain cases when the government revokes your license. Okay, and there are certain license requirement that you have to follow, then only you will be able to obtain your license, and if you not follow, your license will be revoked. Okay, and there is one topic which is at the end of your module, so that's why it has come to the end. So it is a very short topic, so I have not prepared a different video for this. It will be covered in this only, conversion of LLP into company. Okay, so here we have seen the conversion of one kind of company to other, but here we are not converting the company, we are converting an LLP into a company, limited liability partnership into a company. Okay, now introduction with Section 8 company. What is a Section 8 company? It's a non-for-profit organization. It is an organization with the purpose of which is something other than to make a profit, or you can say it is made for some charitable purpose. We are calling it in short. Okay, it is often dedicated to furthering a particular cause. So basically this type of company is incorporated to do a particular social cause or advocating for a particular point of view. Suppose if anyone wants to give free education to the needy ones, to poor. So this is your social cause, or you want to do something related to environment, betterment of environment, like global warming. You want to work for this. Okay, so you want to reduce global warming, so for that you need to do some things for which you require to incorporate a company. So you will incorporate your company under this section. Okay, and in economic terms, if I talk about non-for-profit company organization, basically it uses its surplus revenue, whatever the profit that this company has, profits will be used for to further achieve its purpose. Means these profit will not be distributable. It will not be distributable. It will be retained in company for what? For achieving that particular purpose or mission, rather than distributing its surplus income to organizations shareholder as a profit or dividend. Okay, that's it. The next thing is provisions regarding registration. So where it is proved to the satisfaction of central government that a person or an association of person proposed to be registered under this act as a limited company has its object. Means if you want to get registered under section 8, this is basically the section 8. Section 8. Okay, so if you want to get registered under this particular section, your objects must be include the promotion of commerce or art, science, support, education, research, social welfare, religion, charity, protection of environment, or any other such object. Means the object under object clause of your memorandum should include any of this subject as your object. That is, either you should make the company for the promotion of commerce or promotion of art, science, sport, or national academy kind of things. Okay, this is a national, but anyone wants to open a basically a sports club, okay, for a social cause. You want to like enhance a sport facility in your particular area. For that, if you want to open a company, then and which is like a charitable thing, yeah, you may charge some fees from them, but ultimately you are like providing things at concessional rate. So this is also considered, but the provided the like profit that you are having in your company, you are using it for the welfare of the organization, welfare of the people, not for yourself. Okay, and you intends to apply the profit of its company or other income in promoting its objects. Which objects? Which is written here. Okay, and you are prohibit for the payment of dividend. Means you can never pay the dividend to its member. Member does not have any right to receive dividend. Okay, and central government may by license issued in such manner as may be prescribed and on such condition as it deems fit may allow that person or association of persons to be registered as limited company under this section, that is section 8, without the addition of its name as limited, last word as limited, or the private limited, as the case may be, and thereupon the registrar shall on application in prescribed form register such person or association of person a company under this section. Means for this, first of all, you need to make an application. One second. Okay, so you need to make an application to central government. So if central government will get satisfied with the conditions and all the things, rules and everything which is given under this section that you have duly complied with, will allot you this particular license which is given under section 8, and thereupon registrar on application on the prescribed form will register such person or association of person as a company of section 8. Okay, now there are certain other requirements. The company registered under this section shall enjoy all the privileges and subject to all the obligations of limited company. So there are certain privileges which is given to this company, plus obligations, all the obligations of a company, basically, that we had already discussed. These two things they need to comply. They'll get these privileges, but they need to comply with this too. And a firm may be a member. This is an exception because a firm cannot be a member of a normal company. A firm cannot be member of company, any company. Okay, but exception, a company may be member of company registered under this section, that is under section 8. Any company registered under this section, that is section 8, basically shall not alter the provision of its memorandum or articles except with the previous approval of central government. That is, a company which is registered under section 8 shall not alter its memorandum or article. Okay, it means they cannot even do a small alteration which leads to alteration of memorandum article, as we had already discussed that chapter, unless you have taken previous approval of central government. So in the criteria of alteration, there was a general criteria that you have to pass SR, and for section 8 company you always need approval of central government. Okay, in any case, company registered under section 8 may convert itself into company of any other kind only after complying with such condition as may be prescribed. So there are different rules for conversion of section 8 company into any other kind of company. Revocation of license. Central government may by order revoke the license granted to a company registered under this section if it contravenes any of the requirement of this section that we had already discussed, or any of the conditions subject to which the license is issued. Okay, or the affairs of the company are conducted fraudulently or in a manner violative to the objects of the company or prejudicial to public interest. Now let us understand slowly. It says central government may by order, means by the way of order, it may revoke the license which was granted to the company which was registered under section 8. When it will, okay, till here it is okay. And now, if the company contravenes any of the requirement, when the central government will do that, when the company will contravene or violates any of the requirement of the section, that is section 8 that we had studied, or any of the conditions on which the license was issued by the central government or the affairs of the company. Okay, first reason was if you have not complied with the requirement of this section. This second point was any of the conditions subject to which the license is issued by central government. And third is the affairs of company are conducted fraudulently or in a manner which is violated, means fraudulently or in the way in which you are violating the object clause of the memorandum of such company, or if you are acting in a way which is against the public interest. Okay, so there are basically 4 to 5 points. First point is this one, second is this one, third is affairs of the company are conducted fraudulently, fourth in a manner which affairs of a company conducted in a manner which is related to the objective of the company, and sixth is affairs is conducted in a way which is prejudicial to public interest. Okay. Now, central government may direct the company, if any of the things happen, then central government may direct the company basically to convert its status and change its name from like a normal name and to add as a limited or private limited, as the case may be, to its name, and thereupon registrar shall without prejudice to any action on application register the company accordingly. First thing, if central government comes to know any of things, then it will tell you that you should cease yourself to work as, you should not stop working as a section 8 company and convert yourself into any other company that may be private or public. Okay, the thing you may like. Okay, and on such application, registrar in prescribed form will register the company accordingly, and now you have to use the word private limited or limited at the end of your name, as the case may be. Provided that before passing such an order, the company shall be given opportunity of being heard. We had already discussed this thing, opportunity of being heard. And in short, company will always, or any other party, whenever any order given by any authority, it will give both the parties an opportunity of being heard, that is opportunity to represent their side or their side of the story, okay, before passing any order. So this is what a reasonable opportunity of being heard is there. Okay. Now, provided further that a copy of every such order shall be given to registrar. We all know always you have to file such copy in INC 28 within 30 days from such order. Also, the central government may, by order, if satisfied, if it is in public interest, direct the company to wound up. Either the company in this point will tell you to convert yourself, or central government may also tell you to wind up your company under this act, or it may also tell you to amalgamate with another company. What do you mean by amalgamate? That is, you get merged with another company. You, like, this is X Limited, which was a Section 8 company, and this is Y Limited, which does the work of Section 8. Okay, so you get converted into, means court may say that you should wind up yourself and get merged with Y Limited, and from now you have to work with Y Limited for the purpose which is given in Section 8. But remember, this amalgamation order will be given with another company which is registered with Section 8 only, and which have similar objects as of this. Means if it has an education purpose, one second. If you have education purpose, so you cannot get merged with hospital. You cannot do that. Okay, and this should be for education only. Okay, this should be for education purpose only. Plus, it should be for section registered in the Section 8. So what is this written here? Also, the central government may, by order, if it is satisfied that it is essential in the public interest, direct the company to be wound up under this act, amalgamate with another company registered under this section, those having similar objects. Now, there are penal provision. If you do any default in complying with any of the requirements laid down in the section, the company shall be punishable with a fine for not less than 10 lakhs, which may extend to 1 crore. And director and officer in default, who is in default, shall be punishable with an imprisonment of a term of not extending 3 years, or with a fine which shall not be less than 25,000 rupees, but which may extend to 25 lakh rupees. So it, or both. Like, it may have an imprisonment up to 3 years, plus you have fine from 25,000 to 25 lakh. Provided that when it is proved that the affairs of a company were conducted fraudulently, every officer in default shall be liable under Section 447, which we had already discussed in brief. In detail, we are going to discuss it in the offences and penalties chapter. Now, license requirement. A license, a limited company or a private limited company with any of the objects specified in Section 8(1)(a) and the restriction and prohibition as mentioned respectively in clause B and C shall make an which is desirable of being registered in the Section 8. Means any company with an object of Section 8, which is existing company, and it wants to get registered under Section 8, shall make an application in INC 12 along with the fees to ROC for a license under Section 8 subsection 5. So this is basically for existing companies who wants to get convert into Section 8 company, but this company must have the objects of Section 8 company. So for that they need to make an application in INC 12 to ROC. Okay, and license shall be given in form number INC 16 or 17. INC 16 for fresh incorporated company, like I am incorporating company now and today only I want to be registered as Section 8 company. I am making an application and all of these things. Then I'll get a fresh incorporation certificate license in INC 16. And if I'm an existing company who is converting myself into a Section 8 company, then I'll be getting a license under form number INC 17. So as the case may be, and the registrar shall have the power to include in the license some condition as may be deemed necessary by ROC. Okay. Registrar may direct the company to insert in its memorandum or articles, or partly in one or partly in other, such conditions of license which is specified in register on this behalf. So here, if the license is being issued, it can be issued on certain condition, and it may also direct the company to insert such condition in its memorandum or articles, to insert such conditions which is given by ROC. Okay. Now, submission of document. Likewise, in incorporation, you have submitted various documents of companies. Here also you need to submit various documents. First is memorandum of association and articles of association of company. Reason being, they need to check the object of the company for which it is incorporated. Okay, and the declaration as given in INC 14. It is same as the declaration that we used to give in INC 8. Similar to that. Okay. And it is given by professional, that is advocate, CA, CMA, CS in practice, that the memorandum and articles of association declaration is regarding what? That your memorandum article has been drafted in conformity with the provision of Section 8 and rules made thereunder, and all the requirements of the Act and the rules made thereunder related to registration of company under Section 8 have been duly complied with. That is, you have memorandum and article which contains the object of basically this, plus the rules and Section 8 conditions and provisions you have duly complied with. This is the declaration which is given by the professional in INC 14. Also, for each of the 2 financial years immediately preceding the date of application. This is basically for existing company, because new company will not have this thing, na? Common sense. So if an existing company wants to convert, then 2 financial years immediately preceding the date of application. So suppose if your date of application is in 2020, August 2020. So preceding 2 financial years will be 1920 and 1819. So in both the years, or when the company has functioned only for 1 year, then suppose if the company was not incorporated in this year, then only we'll see this year. Okay, so for each of the 2 years, you need to file financial statement, board report, and audit report. So you need to file these 3 documents: financial statement, board report, and audit report. Okay, so first document was memorandum. Please repeat it with me. Memorandum article, declaration in INC 14 by professionals. Then, if existing company from immediately preceding 2 financial years, you need to file financial statement, board reports, and audit report. And fourth, a statement showing in detail assets and liabilities of the company as on date of application or within 30 days preceding the date. Again, for existing one is this, what it's saying, like date of application is 10th August 2020, okay, or 1st August for easy reference, 1st August, okay. So, what you have to see, you have to give a statement showing the details of asset and liability as on this date or within 30 days, like 1st July. Okay, from first within 30 days preceding that date. So you need to give the detail of asset and liabilities of any of the date which falls between these dates. Okay, and an estimate of future income and future annual income, one second, and expenditure of company for next 3 years, specifying the source of income and objects of expenditure. So what you also need to mention is the estimate. You are estimating this. You don't know. You are just giving the estimate that this much income that I may have. Okay, so it's not necessary to have that accuracy, but it's a kind of approximation. This is basically done by CAs and all. So an estimate is given for future annual income and expenditure of the company for next 3 years. Like if we standing in 2021, then we need to give it for 21-22, 22-23 and 23-24. So for up to here, I need to give an estimate for future annual income and expenditure, plus specifying the source of income and that is from where my income can be generated, and the objects of expenditure, that where I'm going to spending my money. And then certified true copy of resolution passed in general meeting or board meeting approving registration, because on conversion either you require SR, you will be required by you, plus BR will be required by you. So we want the copy of the special resolution and board resolution in which you have got the approval of for registration of company under section 8, and a declaration by each person making the application in form INC 15. Okay, this is like by the directors or promoters. Okay, so you need to file a declaration by these people that you had complied with the provision of this act. Now we have done with section 8 requirement. This is it for section 8 company. There is much not such more difficult thing. Okay, the only thing you need to remember is that there may be a question that comes in two ways, like incorporation of a new company as a section 8. So this provisions you have to write for that also, and you need to write, one second, these provisions for this. Okay, and plus when you come here, you need to file, first of all, not this one. Okay, no provision for this, and from this you need to write all the thing, but only thing is here you have to say in case of existing company this provision prevail, and this is for existing, and this is for both existing and newly incorporated company, and again this is for existing and this is for both. Okay, so remember, and I'm giving you time to note. Okay, one second. 1, 2, 3 screenshot. 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 Why I'm telling you to take screenshot, because I'm going to provide this notes to you, and you can write it on them. Okay, whenever you take out the printed copy of those. Okay, so there is no big deal. Okay, screenshot. One second. This one. 1, 2, 3 screenshot. Yeah. The last topic of the day, we are coming on this, and this is the last topic of this chapter only. After this, we're going to see certain questions. I'm going to provide you some questions also that you have to do it on your own. Okay, practice it while writing. If you have any problem with this, you can contact me, you can mail me, you can call me. I'm available on everything. Okay, so conversion of companies, LLP into companies and vice versa. Okay, means if an LLP wants to convert into company, or a company wants to convert into LLP, so it does not provide. LLP Act 2018, the 2008, sorry, LLPs are registered under LLP Act 2008, so it does not provide any such facility. Okay, however, Companies Act provides for registration of LLP as a company. The Government of India have framed the company authorized to register under Rules 2014, and the company, that is Government of India, provides such opportunity of conversion under this particular rules, and an LLP in this rule can be converted into public or private limited company, okay, in accordance with those rules. Such LLPs should have 7 or more partners on the date of conversion. This is a requirement. At least 7 partners you required on the date of such conversion, and the Act further states that such conversion will subject to the approval of various other authorities if it is required in any other law, if that other law is governs the LLP. Okay, so you need to take the approval of those authority as well. And the stamp duty shall be payable, and that will be depend upon the Stamp Act, relevant Stamp Act, which is prescribed by state government or union territory. Okay, so this is for the particular chapter is being ended here, and the second chapter we're going to start with will be company incorporated under outside India. Okay, that is basically foreign company. So there are certain questions that I had drafted. So you will be getting these questions. Please practice this question on your own. Okay. So first question is explain the brief facts and principle of Salomon and Solomon case. So we have discussed this case. Solomon and Solomon, separate legal entity. 1 second. Oh, I don't get the pen here. 1 second. I'm unable to write in this format, so I'm just explaining. You can note it down. In first case, you have to answer with a feature called separate legal entity and all the features of the Companies Act. Okay. Second is basically short note on memorandum and article. We had discussed it in very much detail. The third is doctrine of lifting of corporate veil. So we had discussed it in so much detail that I can't even tell you. Also, in Solomon and Solomon case, there is a point of doctrine of lifting of corporate veil as well. Okay, and how the company is registered. We have studied the incorporation of company. Okay, section 7 will be written here. Okay, and discuss about the conclusiveness of certificate of incorporation. This is, I don't think I need to even explain you that what should be the answer of this question. Write a short note on perpetual succession, transferability of shares, limited liability, corporate personality. One-man company is one-person company. Corporate personality means separate legal entity and all the features of company. Okay, so these things will come under this. And perpetual succession, you all know company can never die. Transferability of shares of company are freely transferable, but when it comes to shares of private limited company, there are certain restrictions. All these things need to come in this. Okay, and limited liability we had already discussed nicely. Provision related to Nidhi company, we had discussed it in the previous lecture. Okay, section 406 governs this. Okay, write a short note on the following. This is not for profit making company. What is it? Section 8 company. Okay, company limited by guarantee. Again, we had discussed one-person company. Same thing, one-man company. Don't get confused. One-man company and one-person company is one and the same thing. Now this thing will be going to discuss in the next chapter, so don't worry about that. The ninth question is explain the procedure for conversion of LLP into private or public. Again, we had discussed everything we had discussed, ultra virus, indoor management, everything we had discussed, so nothing to worry about this. Okay, so you are well prepared with this particular chapter, and if you got any of the question from this chapter in the examination, I know you will going to crack that. So please try to practice these questions on your own and mail these answers of these questions that you have drafted to me, so that I can see that what kind of answers you draft, what is your drafting and presentation skill. As your final students, I suppose that your presentation skills are good, but once I'll complete 4 to 5 chapters, or like 10 chapters almost, from each chapter I'll going to ask you to draft the questions, and when you send this question to me, I'll let you know that what mistakes are you doing in drafting them, and then we'll be preparing a particular video for you in which I'll going to give you certain tips that how to draft an exam answers in the examination. So first of all, I want things to come from you, and then I'll be giving you feedback on that. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Okay. Bye bye.